Mayfest is our annual arts and crafts festival and entertainment and food. That's what's going on in downtown Leesville right now.
Today is the 39th annual installment of Vernon Parish's Mayfest, and the gallery is open with a group show of all of our gallery members for the event. 39 years ago, I was one of 2 people that started this, and back then we had 3 people on the courthouse lawn with paintings, and it's boomed into a festival that last night we had 5,000 people at, so it's become quite an event. It's 2 days, it's a Friday and a Saturday, but the beauty of it is it's one of the last free music festivals in Louisiana. Last year we were Festival of the Year as selected by the Office of Tourism, and we had a country and western headliner last night that has been selling out venues at $12 a head, and last night people got to see him free. So that's what the draw was, and it was a pretty phenomenal concert.
The entertainment, we bring in usually regional and Louisiana and national stars entertainment. We have arts and crafts vendors, a lot of artists this year. We try and highlight our artists. We have wonderful food. We have an annual AUSA Armadillo Stampede, which is a 5K fun run and walk, okay, and that's an annual event. We have the annual Rotary Club Chock-a-Block down the street for the kids and families, where you get to come out and do chalk on the sidewalks. It is a blast to watch all of the kids and the moms and dads and the adults get down there on their hands and knees and play on the chalk. In our downtown area, we have several cafes and drinks places, and they're all open right now, of course, for everyone. And then we have vendors that come. Some of our local restaurants come and set up booths, some of our church groups and our local service organizations. So we have lots of vendors coming. You can get a stuffed potato. You can get fried artichoke hearts up the street right now. You can get an Asian taco. Try the Asian tacos, they're great. Okay, of course, catfish plates and hamburgers and hot dogs and ice cream and funnel cakes, always. Okay, and cupcakes. So lots and lots of different things. So come out and try the food. If you go down in the arts and crafts area, we have artists that do acrylics and do oil. We've got photographers down there. We've got hair bows. We've got handmade crocheted items and linens and wooden toys and crafts for the kids, and just a whole variety. T-shirt artists and things like that, of course. So if you want it, we probably have it.
We have your traditional crafts vendors that you see at pretty much every festival in Louisiana as they go on. But we have original art in the gallery today from artists from all over the region, and it ranges in media from watercolor to sculpture to painting to glass art. So we've got a real variety of original high-quality art here, both contemporary and traditional. Down on the street, one of the things that we're most proud of, a few years ago, we started a program with the Rotary Club called Chock-a-Block, and we have hundreds of kids come out just to draw with their parents on the sidewalks and do street art, and that's kind of a lot of fun. 2 of the paintings behind me are of my recent body of work. I'm going to have an exhibit at Northwestern in January, and these 2 paintings are from that body of work. And as you and I discussed, the squid image is prevalent in some of the paintings, and I like to use it as a point of departure for paintings about dreams and enigma and mystery, and that's kind of why they're in these pieces. We have 2 demonstrating artists in the gallery today. Flo Fessler is doing watercolor demonstrations. Flo is a local artist that goes to a lot of seminars on watercolor and teaches watercolor here in the area, and she's doing a little demo. And then we have Charlie Veers, who is from Natchitoches, but he's one of our gallery members that has reborn the art of Indian pine straw weaving from traditional utility basket type work into an art form kind of on its own, and it's really interesting. So we like to have Charlie come in and do demos on Mayfest Day.
I paint in watercolor. I've been doing it about 25 years, and I just love it. I was doing oil, and I was working with a group of ladies who did watercolor, and this was in Idaho 25 years ago. And they said, "Oh, you have to do watercolor." And I said, "I can't do watercolor." And they insisted, and I started and just learned from them. I framed my first picture. It was a magnolia, and I still have it. And I started, you know, learning from books. We lived in a small town, and there were no classes or anything. I learned mostly on my own, going through books and practicing the exercises and painting with my friends. Only recently, in the last 10 years, have I taken a few classes. And I've been fortunate to take some workshops with Leon Quan Zhen. He's a Chinese watercolorist. He comes to the Lake Charles area every other year. I've taken 4 workshops with him. I just went to one last month, and it's a 4-day workshop, and I learn something new every time I go. He's a fantastic artist, fantastic teacher. I love his method, so I find myself using his method, which has loosened me up more so that I can not feel like I have to be so tight with everything. I feel more confident in painting now. I've been coming to Mayfest for about 8 years since we opened the gallery. I'm a charter member of Gallery 111, and it's a wonderful place to display our work. And we have art walks, and then we have the Mayfest. And so I volunteered to come down today to do demos for people, and because it's something interesting for them to see. The last couple that came, they said that I inspired them to go back and pick up their watercolors again, so that's fantastic. And I teach a watercolor class. I have about 12 students, and one summer I helped the children down here at the gallery. We had a children's program, and it lasted a week, and I taught that for them. And it's just fun to help I enjoy helping other people. And watercolor's not for everyone, but you can do it. You know, it's just a matter of confidence, not being afraid to put your brush onto the paper. The biggest mistake that beginners make in watercolor is they don't put enough water and they put too much paint. So if you can get them past that and get them to put that water on that paper, you know, and just a little bit of paint, because you can always add to. But in watercolor, it is the least forgiving of all the mediums, and it's more difficult to change it if you mess it up bad. But if you start out with a lot of water, a little color, you can always add to it. But as with others, you can't cover up. In other words, you can't put lighter on top of darker. Once you get it too dark, it's too dark, unless you can lift up with water and a brush and dab it with a tissue. So everybody says it's the hardest medium, but when you've done it 25 years, it seems easy. I'm doing these little demos today in 30 minutes and completing a flower. Some of these bigger pieces back here that I have painted, I might spend a week or 2 on them, or if it's nothing real complicated, I can paint it in a half a day now. But I always laugh at a person I heard one time say, oh, you're wanting $400 for that, and you did that demo in 45 minutes. And she said, no, I did that demo in 35 years and 45 minutes. So in other words, it's taken me 25 years to be able to do that in 30 minutes. A few years back, I could not have done it in 30 minutes. So I'm always improving. You're always learning. It's so many things you can do with watercolor. There's things you can do in watercolor you can't do in any other medium. And it's exciting. It's fun to watch. And you have what you call a happy accident. And we all love those. When something just happens, you need to think, oh, wow, I love it.
And what has been people's reactions when coming to your table?
They're kind of amazed when they see it, because it's so fluid. And when you drop your color into the wet paper, it just takes on sort of a life of its own, and it's so fun to watch. And they're amazed to see it, you know.
I'm demonstrating pine needle art, and pine needle art is a native culture art form that has been around since the natives have been in this area and everywhere else that they've been, because they couldn't go shopping for things. They had to make much of what they used themselves or trade for it, and used a basic technique for making items that they could use and also trade for, because they didn't have money then, and they would either trade for it or make it themselves. And the art form that developed in this area was using pine needle, longleaf pine, which is found throughout Louisiana. That is from the coast, coastal areas up through this area. Within about 200 miles of the coast is where longleaf occurs. The needles are long, and basic coiling technique. It is where you maintain a continuous coil to produce various items, to hold things in, to store things in, whatever, and stitched together with the natives would have used barks and such as that to do it, and not a steel needle like I use, but a bone needle likely, and made things that they could use and also to trade for. And if you get into making something like that, well, then you want to develop your own style and form, and maybe make some cool looking things that the natives could have used to trade for, maybe deer hides or pottery or something else that is there. And so that's that's the history of this basic art form, and it's been around probably 100,000 years. That is, or more. It is because humans, when they came out of Africa, they already had some tools to make things with. They knew how to do that, and it's evolved to utilize local objects. And so that's the art form that I promote and I'm interested in. I got started from admiring the work of the natives of this area and other locations, and collecting some, and then getting to know them, and they helped me to get started. Gave me a workshop, and initially told me, "Yours are ugly, Charlie. You got to get better." And and I did, and I have wonderful friends that do this, and we have respect and admiration of each other, and it's a lot of fun. It is there that I do, and develop my own form, do things that hopefully no one else does or even thinks about doing, and get recognition for it locally, get into art shows, member of this gallery, member of one in Natchitoches also, and have had my work accepted into special shows in other locations, which is good. You always want to get better. You do something, well then, what can I do to get better? And a lot of that is by looking at other people's work and getting trying something different. Sometimes it works, sometimes you think, no, I'm not going to do that again. That didn't work. But sometimes it works, and I have really tried to branch out and do some new types of work.
What has been people's reactions, coming to your booth?
One of the comments that I often get is, it takes patience. Well, then, a lot of good stuff takes a while. You hurry it up, you screw it up. That is that. So I get that, and they say I've seen that before in natives. That is arts. Maybe I've seen that. But said yours is different. That is though, which that's good. I like that. I say that I'm doing something different. It is because that's what I strive to do.
We are having Chock-a-Block, which is a project sponsored by the Leesburg Rotary Club. It's an interactive art project, and it's our way of supporting Mayfest. And we've been doing this for about 7 years, and it's a free event. Anybody can participate. We welcome adults as well as children. We've had people anywhere from 2 all the way to probably 60 or even older coming out to just draw or paint or whatever they want to do. Last year we had about 220, so the day's still young. We'll probably get to that number again by this evening. I think that the parents like it a lot. Some of them are able to take the artwork home with them because they can draw or paint also. And we also take pictures of the drawings on the ground, and we post them on our Facebook account. So the parents can go back later and see them. And it's real interesting to see